is I don't trust the politicians. I don't trust the Jim Jordans, and I don't trust the Matt Gaetz, even though these guys, they look like, oh, this guy could be potentially, I was saying, a good president. No, even these guys have dirt. There's no such thing as a clean politician. Do I like this guy, Vance? I don't. Do I think he was a bad choice? Yes. Do I think maybe he's there because they're going to try to expose him? Perhaps. I don't know. But I don't want him to be the president. Why? Because he's a politician. I want a businessman. I want a guy that is from the DNA of Donald Trump to carry the baton forward in the same direction, the same pattern. Why? Because, listen, if Eric Trump becomes the president of the United States, he's going to get Donald Trump as his consigliere. Wow. Amazing. You know, think about that for a second. Now we can carry the legacy and carry on the plan as planned. And then who comes after Eric Trump? Who knows? Maybe Ivanka Trump, maybe Trump Jr., maybe in 16 years from now, maybe we get maybe even a Baron Trump to be president of the United States. Wouldn't that be something? We got rid of the cabal. And if you think that these guys are not trying to figure out in back rooms how to come back, but Donald Trump has a plan for them. It's called Guantanamo Bay. And if you don't think Guantanamo Bay is real, Guantanamo Bay has been going on, and I could point to anomaly after anomaly after anomaly and show to you that is beyond real. It's beyond real. Donald Trump is going to be responsible for giving you all the life extension technology. We're going to give the power back to you, the people in the Gesara, even though they're not going to call it Gesara. And it doesn't matter if they call it anything at all, as long as you can say, hey, you just said that you're going to do this. And then the Sun tweets out the other day, and I'm going to show you that as well, that a flat tax is coming. Donald Trump Jr. Gee, flat tax, that sounds like the Gesara. Let's go to document number 9 at QFS1776.com. Yes, it's in there. Reduce the government by 50%. They're saying reduce the government by a minimum 90% in the document. Then you got Elon Musk comes in and says, no, we need a department. What is it? The government. What is it? I'm sorry. Department of Government Efficiency, right? And he says we're going to chop down the spending by $21 billion a month. Gee, we went from 50% now to like 75%, just like that. Yeah. Is that Nasara and Gesara? Does it matter that they call it nothing? Who cares? Exactly. So let me show you some things that will blow your mind and your audience will love. Tell me if you can see my screen.
I can see it now.
Okay. Yeah. You want to go see this video, the cover, you can see it very clearly. It says Nasara, Gesara, update 2024. Very powerful video. Yes. You want to definitely go watch this video here. That's called XRP. If you go into YouTube and punch in XRP, trillions of transactions per second. Listen, don't even argue. Don't embarrass yourself. Oh. Okay? Don't embarrass yourself. Because the guy that wrote that we have proof beyond a shadow of a doubt that the XRP could be scalable to 3.5 trillion transactions per second is a guy by the name of Odor. And Odor was one of the most eloquent writers, okay, better than ChatGPT. And this guy would write information to give us the breadcrumbs. And then he would disappear for 6 months. And then he would come back. And then he would disappear. And then he would come back. And now he disappeared again. Okay? And every time he comes, he leaves a few breadcrumbs. Who is this guy?
Who is this
guy? I think he might be a guy from the inside of Ripple who is incognito. And he signed the non-disclosure agreement. He comes in through some VPNs so that he hides his identity, his footprint from internet standpoint, and he leaves this stuff. And then he deletes that account, starts another account, comes back 6 months later, does it all over again. That's what's in that side of that document, okay? So let's go here. I want you to, as a matter of fact, I have to stop sharing for 1 second, and I have to share again because I have to put the sound, right? Okay, sound. Here we go. Bingo. Tell me if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen very carefully now for all you doubters that think that there is no medbed. This is a document that they're reading. Gee, it happens to be a military. There we go.
Within the 2023 defense budget is something very interesting indeed.
In these documents is a proposal for something they are calling rapid healing for warfighter injuries. That is, technologies that can rapidly accelerate the restoration and repair of complex tissues. The document goes on to say the program will develop approaches that combine high-resolution biosensors to track the healing process in real time with bioactuators to stimulate restoration, where and when they are needed. This sounds very much like the concept of medbeds, a technology shown in movies like Elysium that can heal any illness or disease.
Now, I want to rewind this one little bit. You see where this is the actual defense budget document from the military. Let me repeat the word military, okay? And it's highlighted right in the. You go find the document, 2023 defense budget document, and go read it for yourself instead of making fun of something. Don't make fun of stuff. Go learn a thing or two. Then you can have an argument about something you learned about, and you can put up an argument, or you could say, no, Monique, no, Mel, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm a dumbass, right? Okay, so let's move on. Okay, this is another, this is a lady, I think everybody recognizes who she is. She was married to who? Gee, I think she was married to Donald Trump. I got wind that Marla Maples went to one of the centers, okay, which is life extension technology. I'm going to get to that story in a second. Remind me to talk about the telomeres. Okay. And she is a big fan of the EE systems. Dr. Sandra, her and Dr. Sandra are good friends. I called Dr. Sandra. I said, I heard that Marla Maples went to a center in New Jersey. How did you hear about it? I said, listen, I'm out there. Hundreds of thousands of people know me. I get, little birdies come in my ear, right? Yes. She said, yes, it's true. And I said, well, if Marla Maples was married to Donald Trump and she knows about the technology and she spent 4 overnights in the center of New Jersey with who? Tiffany Trump. Donald Trump must know about the technology. Tell me the truth. Does Donald Trump have the technology? And she said, Mel, I understand he has a few towers around his bed. Wow. Hallelujah. Okay. Now, check this out.
So grateful I made it here. EES room. Oh my gosh, going into a deep, deep rest. It's been a crazy 24 hours. Sending lots of love. Check online and see if you can find an EES room near you. The science is incredible. The deep DNA healing is amazing. And the rest is just gonna keep me speechless. I'm going speechless soon now. Any minute now. Bye.
Okay, there you go. Last name out there. Her name is Julie. She's a very well-to-do lady who's a businesswoman. She owns a business down in St. Thomas. Her and her husband, they own a mansion. They own a big condo over in Key Biscayne. She's been to my center not once but twice. Greg, her brother, had 2 strokes, and everything clears up. Can't walk, can't talk, would go to the bathroom 6 times during the night. Stayed in my center for 3 months. In 2 weeks, you didn't recognize him. Starts talking, no problem. Instead of going to the bathroom 4 or 5 times, 6 times a night, he would only go maybe twice. At the end, he was maybe going once. His prostate shrunk, etc. His speech came back. He walks normal, talks normal, looks normal. Now is bodybuilding at the gym. And we saw the pictures. It's impressive. It's not the same person. We have life extension technology. Julie, the sister who paid for her brother, she went to an independent lab to do a test on the telomeres. If you know anything about telomeres, I'm sure your audience, some of your audience knows what a telomere is, and maybe some of them don't know what a telomere is. So I have to explain it for the ones that don't know. The telomere is your body clock. When the telomeres get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, and they disappear, you disappear. You're dead. She went and did it before, and she did it after. She stayed for 1 entire month. Guess what? We have conclusive, scientific, irrevocable, irrefutable evidence, and it sits at Staying Alive with 2 E's in Cape Canaveral, that the telomeres went from 8.28 to 10.29. I don't know yet. I'm going to find out as soon as I have the right answer. I'm not going to give you an answer just to give you an answer, but I'm thinking her lifespan has been increased by a minimum of about 10 to 12 years, approximation. I will get the right answer from the lab, And the next time I'm on Niky Monik, I will tell you that answer. But I'm thinking about 10, 12 years. What price tag would you give that? How priceless is that? You come and hang out in my room, you spent a few $1,000s, and your telomeres go the other way, and you got a 12-year lifespan. That means you're going to die 12 years later than when you were supposed to die. Immortality is not that far away. 1,000-year, 2,000-year lifespan is right around the corner. I'm crazy like a fox.
Are you telling us that not just the immortality, but also the med beds, which
it's very real.
So we're talking about, we're going back to 1947, Laura Eisenhower, President Eisenhower, and you know what we're talking about. So that technology is here long time ago, but now the med beds are for real. They're going to be for the public.
They're going to be real. It's all going to be real. They're not going to bring it out too fast because people will short circuit these dumb freaking idiots. You know, they'll die. You know what I mean? Because the sensory overload will be way too much for them to be able to handle it because they're a dumb bunch of sheeps. Okay, but check this out. Here's another breadcrumb. Please don't tell me that Mel Carmine is wrong. Mel Carmine has been right all along. Check this out. Can your audience read? Can you read? Can you see my screen? What does it say?
I can see. Okay.
Do you agree with Trump that retired people should be completely tax exempt? Gee, doesn't that sound like Gesara and Gesara, and the hits just keep on coming? This was just 8 days ago, and they voted 442,000 people say, yes, please, no taxes for the senior citizens. I bet you it's probably got 1,442,000 hits by now, right? I mean, let me just keep going. You remember the document, Gesara and Gesara? It says that the United States government is hiding 6,000 patents from you.
Yes.
Maybe it doesn't mean too much. Maybe it doesn't mean too much when the pizza guy, the pizza impresario, okay, with 9 pizzerias over the years. Maybe it doesn't mean too much when I say it. Because I'm not a millionaire like him. He's a big millionaire. I'm a very small millionaire. Okay. And this guy here is worth, Patrick Bet-David's worth $600 million. Gee, maybe when he says it, it's worth listening to, and maybe it's got more credibility than when the guy who made $10 million and spent 11 says it. Okay, so let's listen to this.
Next one's going to be a little bit weird. You may even pause the video to want to Google this to say, this can't be right. In 1951, the U.S. enacted the Invention Secrecy Act. What is that? Allows the government to legally classify and keep certain inventions secret if deemed a threat to national economy or security. What could be a threat to national economy? If you're able to figure something out that's 220 miles per gallon, you think it affects the oil industry a little bit? Maybe. Inventions under a secrecy order cannot be discussed, exported, or sold outside of military channels. Violations of secrecy order can result in imprisonment for the inventor. Over 6,000 patents today.
There's that number
kept
again.
By the U.S. government in secret. They didn't allow the people to go out there and sell it. I wonder what those 6,000 patents are. A lot of people want to be like, when you become a president, I want to go to Area 51. A lot of us capitalists want to find out what these 6,000 patents are. Next one's going to be.
Okay. How powerful is that? If you read the document, which is document number 9, and I'm going to show you some more stuff here soon. You can still see my screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you now. Here we go. I'll find it. Here it is. This is by none other than Donald Trump Jr. He's talking about a flat tax, folks. Don't tell me that the pizzeria impresario is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because I'm not. Flat tax means your capital gains tax goes away, your property taxes go away, the illegal agency called the IRS, which was registered in Puerto Rico, who has nothing to do with the federal government, goes away. They took an agency. It's a corporation. They registered in Puerto Rico. They gave them badges and guns. They tied it to a judicial system, a police force, and a incarceration system, and said, go harass the American people. Go extort them for money. It's going away. This is on Fox. Could a flat tax system reshape America's economy? Gee, I think so. It's coming under Trump.
Yes,
it's all coming. Okay. Now, I always say this because I love it. I'm the one that came up with this dialogue. And, you know, you've been held back for such a long time, but you don't even know how or why. I do. Not because I'm smarter than you. It's because I question everything. I trust nobody.